You know, I went to the bank the other day and I asked to check my balance. Yeah, the bank teller just pushed me. Hey folks, welcome to This Week in History, and right off the bat we want to go ahead and give a shout out to our patrons, Steve Stevens, Clayton Jaimez, and the Hayes family. We appreciate your support, and we appreciate the support from all of you with liking, watching, subscribing, all that good stuff. But if you want to help out a little bit more and end up on our wall o' awesomeness, go ahead and check out the link down in the description. Also, you can check out our Patreon exclusive videos. We try to add about one a month at this point. But anyway, let's get to it. On August 29th in 1786, an armed uprising of Massachusetts farmers in response to high debt, currency shortages, and ridiculously high taxes, known as Shays' Rebellion, began. The rebels refer to themselves as regulators and are not to be confused with another set of regulators that you can learn about by clicking the I up there. In 1842, the Treaty of Nanking was signed, ending the First Opium War and beginning almost a century of China being dominated by foreign powers. On August 30th of 1799, the entire Dutch fleet was captured by British forces during the War of the Second Coalition. This was accomplished without a shot being fired, seeing as the Dutch crews were in open mutiny and their commanders had no choice but to surrender. And yes, this wasn't the only time an entire Dutch fleet was captured without a shot. Yeah, check out the eye up there. In 1813, 500 settlers were killed by Creek Red Sticks at the Fort Mims massacre just north of modern-day Mobile, Alabama. On August 31st in 1888, Mary Ann Nichols was murdered. Now, this is important to history because she was the first confirmed victim of Jack the Ripper. On September 1st in 1173, a widow named Stamira sacrificed herself in order to raise the siege on Ancona. She's still considered a hero or heroine to this day. In 1449, the Mongols, or well, more or less the Mongols, captured the emperor of the Ming Dynasty, creating the Tumu Crisis. The other Ming leaders refused to negotiate for the emperor's release, and he was eventually let go about 4 years later. By the way, the Mongol leader was assassinated because of his failure in this. On September 2nd in 1666, the Great Fire of London began and burned until the 6th. That's a lot of sixes, destroying more than 10,000 buildings and making roughly 70,000 people homeless. On September 3rd in 1777, during the Battle of Cooch's Bridge, the flag of the United States was supposedly flown in battle for the first time. Sticking with the American Revolution, in 1783 the American Revolution ended with the signing of the Treaty of Paris by US and British diplomats. By the way, this painting here of the signing is unfinished because the British delegates refused to sit down to be painted. On September 4th in 1862, the Maryland Campaign began during the Civil War as General Robert E. Lee led the Army of Northern Virginia into Northern Territory for the first time. This ended up leading to the Battle of Antietam, the bloodiest battle in American history. And it looks like that's going to do it for this week, but we'll see you back here next week. Same squirrel time, same squirrel channel. Be happy, be healthy, and y'all come back now, you hear?